Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Most of you that are in my Facebook group know that we are getting ready to start a new, very interactive color along. And when I do these color alongs, I always post videos on my channel and I do tutorials the whole way through, or some of them will be like a color along where I just put some soothing, relaxing music behind it. But I also make whatever page that I am coloring completely interactive so that everybody could follow along. I have a Facebook group that has over, I think, 2,100 members in it right now. I'll make sure to put the link down in the description so that if you want to join us for this color along, you're able to get in before we start. I am going to put this video out today, and I just wanted to discuss the theme of the color along, and I wanted to go through some of the books that I have that are Hanna Karlzon and show you some of the pictures in the book that have been suggested in my Facebook group or that I thought would be or would fall under the theme mystical. So we are going to do that today. If you would like to join us for this color along, then please make sure that you do subscribe to my channel. Also turn on your bell notifications, and please do like this video as well, because that helps YouTube to know what type of content you enjoy seeing. It will recommend more of that content to you, and it also helps out my channel to grow, which of course is my goal. It's actually grown quite fast already, and I really appreciate all of you, because this channel is turning into more than I actually thought it would, and I'm really enjoying filming these videos for you and doing these color alongs right alongside you and leading you with tutorials and things of that nature on my channel. Also here on my channel, I do a lot of reviews on different types of pencils, and I do coloring hauls, and I did a shop with me. So there is a lot of things to see here on my channel. So please make sure you do subscribe, because when I go in and I check my analytics on this channel, it will tell me that only, I think, 60% of the people that view my videos are actually subscribed to my channel, which means that 40% of you are not subscribed. So make sure that you do, so that you're always seeing my content and you can participate right in along with us. So let's go ahead and get into this video. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip through some of these books, the ones that I have. I will tell you now that the only ones that I have 4 of them. I've got Daydreams, I have Jewelry Box, Summer Nights, and Magical Dawn. So the way that this color along is going to work, for those of you that are not in my Facebook group, I'll tell you what has gone on so far. So every time I do a color along, I go into my group and I do polls and we do votes, and we just kind of vote for the color along all together as a group, and that is what makes it so much fun. So this time I had asked in my group, because I always want to do what other people want to do, so that everybody could be involved, and it just makes it feel more personal that way, I guess. At least for me it does, and I think for a lot of people it does as well. So I went into my Facebook group and I asked, you know, for whoever had suggestions this time around and how they wanted to do it. And a lot of people suggested that we had a theme this time. So usually we just do a limited color palette, and I will choose the color palettes, and then we will all vote on the color palettes, and then I'll have a few pages and we'll vote on the a few pages. But this time we're doing it a little bit different, because a lot of people wanted to do it based on theme. So I took a bunch of theme suggestions, I put them into a poll, and we all voted. And this time the theme is going to be mystical. And I don't know, a lot of people have a different, you know, perceive that word in a different way as to what mystical means. But to me, it just kind of means something that is a little bit mysterious, or something that just kind of mesmerizes you, or something that makes you wonder, like, what is actually going on here? Like, what is the story behind that coloring page? Like, something that is just kind of mystical. It could also mean other things. Other people have suggested when they hear the word mystical, they just straight up think of things like fairies, you know, or something that's just kind of out of this world and not real. So it could mean so many different things to so many different people, and it is the perfect theme for these books, because there's so much in these books. And the one that had the most was Magical Dawn. So I'm going to go through that one last so you guys can see everything that I suggest to you. The first one that I have is Daydreams, and I'm going to show you some of the pages in this book that I think fall under the mystical theme. Oh, and also we are doing a color palette. I went online and I found a bunch of color palettes. The color palette is also going to fall under the theme. So we've got a lot of like darker, vibrant, bright shades. And then we had some choices that were more like a lot of blues and a lot of greens. But there are a bunch of different color palettes to choose from. And we all voted on those by liking the different color palette. And so we've got 2 in the top, and that will come in my next video when I show you the page that I'm doing as well as the color palettes and tell you all about this color along. So this is Daydreams, and I marked all the pages here just so I can make this video kind of fast so we could see which pages are kind of mystical. Some of these were suggested by some of the people in my Facebook group, and I would have to agree with ones that were suggested are actually mystical or would fall under that theme. So this is the first one. You've got a little bunny here looking up at this little lantern. And I don't know, the way that these little wavy things are coming out of what looks to be either like jars or mushrooms or like, I'm not even sure what those are. I don't know, but it looks mystical to me considering I can't even really tell what they are. If you know what they are, let me know in the comments because I'm really not sure. Okay, so next we have this unicorn. To me, unicorns would always fall under the mystical theme. So for those of you that want to color that, because everybody is going to choose their own page, and I'm going to show you what page I'm choosing, but that is the page that I choose myself to color will be the one that will have all the tutorials on my channel. So if you want to color the same thing that I'm coloring, wait for the next video where I announce the page that I will be coloring. This one I thought was extremely mystical. I really love this one. We've got the crystals here, or the gems, and then we've got the cat with this beautiful necklace around her neck and the crown on. I love this page, and I don't know, I just love that page. There's just something about it that just screams mystical to me. The little stars in the background. Then we have this one where we've got the bunny rabbit sitting on top of the mushroom. And for me, I'll let you know right now that I probably won't choose this page for myself just because, I don't know, I like pages more like the cat where there was a lot of less or more open lines. This one, the leaves and stuff, for me, I don't know, I don't generally choose things like that to color where the lines are much closer and there's a lot of smaller spaces. So it's all about what you enjoy. Okay, so that was Daydreams. Next we have Jewelry Box, and I don't know, if you guys have this book and you've got other pages that you would possibly recommend, I'm sure there is stuff in here that would have been mystical, like this one I didn't mark, but this to me is mystical. That would be mystical because it kind of just makes you wonder, like, I don't know, is that a deer? Or I would assume that's a deer just in a bunch of flowers. And we got some butterflies down here, and then this, what looks to be like a sun, but it's just really kind of different than an actual sun. So that is what would make it mystical to me. And then this deer, of course, does not look like your typical deer. I think a lot of her portraits in this book would probably all fall under, or in any of her books, would all fall under the theme mystical. But I'm probably not going to color a portrait this time around. But I think they all do, because a lot of them have like the stars and the moons like on their faces, on the cheeks and such. And then they've got all these beads just hanging down. And a lot of them are the same. And then like her potion bottle, she has a lot of those too. This one here is the one that I really loved. It's got the little bugs. Generally, I don't color bugs, but this was, I don't know, one of my favorite pages that I saw. And I think that it would be a good tutorial because it's got the berries here. and I could do a tutorial on the berries, and then the house. I've not had that on my channel yet, so I could show how to color the wood on the house, and then the bugs. And they're just all things that I have not colored on my channel yet, so I thought that this would be a really good one. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments. But that is what I found in Jewelry Box. I didn't really find a whole lot in that book. So the next one that I have is Summer Nights. As you can see by my little tags, there is a bunch in here. Summer Nights and Magical Dawn, I think, had the most. So if you've got either one of those books, go grab them. Okay, so let's see what we got here. And I love the book Magical Dawn, by the way. This one here is just very mysterious to me. Like, this would fall right under mystical in that it's like you look at the door and it's like you just kind of wonder what is behind the door. It almost looks like the door could be underwater. Like, there's just a lot of questions in this picture, so it just really seems like it would fall under mystical to me. And then even this one here on this side would probably fall into the mystical theme as well. There is just so much in these books that would, and I'm sure that I probably didn't tag a lot of them because there's just so many, especially in this book, and like I said, what was the other one? Magical Dawn. And this one here, this is extremely mystical. I love this one. Really, really love that one. And then we've got this one with the little mice in the flowers. To me, that looks mystical, especially with the little stars here in the background. And I love backgrounds with stars because I could think of so many things that I could do with those. Then we have this one. This one is extremely mystical to me because you've got the flowers. I love flowers when they're kind of falling in a downward position. I don't know, there's just something about a hanging flower to me that I just love. And then it looks like we've got crystals here hanging from the flowers, and then all these little dots and stuff. But I don't know, this one to me, I really like that one. Let's see, what do we have next? Okay, next we have this one. I've already started coloring it, so of course I wish I didn't already start coloring this one because I would have chosen this one. But look at this girl just leaned over on the pond and she's got the frog. Like, this is just like not real. Like, I mean, a frog's not really gonna come and crawl up your arm if you put your hand out there. They're probably gonna run from you. So I don't know, like the little lily pads and stuff and the little flowers on the lily pads. This one is so beautiful. That's why I started coloring it, but I don't know, I think I just started coloring it one day when I was bored, and so I never finished it, and I was trying to come up with color combos, and I love the way her dress turned out. So yeah, and I think I didn't finish it because I was going to add another color to the flowers, so it's, I don't know, it was just kind of an experiment. Okay, so here's the next one, and this one is extremely mystical. But unless you want to get into a double page spread and do this for the color along, then I probably would not suggest this one. I'm not going to do a double page spread myself because I know that this would take me forever. So it's up to you what you want to do. If you're a faster colorist than I am, then this would be a really great page. But when are you ever going to see a bird holding or you know, flying through the sky with a mouse on what looks to be like waves in the shape of a shell, which would be a sleigh with flowers underneath it? I mean, that's just, this is the perfect example of mystical in my mind. Okay, and then this one. This is absolutely beautiful. Like, I saw this one and I really didn't want to do a portrait, but then I saw this and I was like, I don't know, maybe. I have never done a Hanna Karlzon portrait before in any of her books, so it would be a new one for me. But I really love that one. Okay, then we have this one, which would also, I believe, fall under the theme mystical. This is one that somebody in our Facebook group had suggested, so that one is a really good one as well. So that was Summer Nights. We have a lot to choose from in that book. So let's move these aside. And we are going to go into Magical Dawn. Now, this is my favorite book by Hanna Karlzon. I love this book. And this is the only one that I've actually colored a whole lot in. Not even a whole lot. Like, I completed something in this book and started a few others, but never really got anywhere with them because some of them I start. I don't know how many of you do that, but like you start something and then you're just not motivated by it anymore, and then you're just like, oh no, let me move on to something else. So this one here, this is so mystical to me, but the thing about this one is it's a double page spread, and I'm not going to get into this because this would take me absolutely forever. I don't know, maybe I could do just one side to start, but I'm not sure that I want to do this one with a limited color palette either. So some of you that have not joined my color alongs yet, we do a limited color palette, and we end up with, this time we'll end up with 18 pencils because we've got a 6-sheet swatch, and we always choose 3 pencils for each swatch on the color palette. Okay, so next we have this one, which is also a double page spread. Of course, that is up to you. I would guess if you just wanted to do one side, you could do that too, but I can't imagine doing this one with just doing just one side. The other one, possibly. This is extremely mystical to me. Like, it screams time. Like, how much time do I have left? And then you've got like the little stars in the sand and everything, and it's just really pretty. I love hourglasses. I'm seeing so many golds around here, and one of our color palettes has a very bright deep yellow, so this may be perfect for the color palettes. If you're not already in my Facebook group and you didn't see which of the color palettes, we're going to have 2 color palettes to choose from. If you didn't already see which one's won, you can follow along with the video tomorrow. Make sure that you do join my Facebook group though, so you could see the color palettes that were up to be voted on. But you can also wait until you see the color palettes and then choose your picture dependent upon the color palette that you choose. I will show you 2 different color palettes that we have to choose from. This one is extremely mystical. This is just like a bunny, like in the middle of the forest. And then you've got some, what looks to be, I don't know, those don't look to be berries. If you know what those are, tell me in the comments what those are. And this page I love, and this is not a double page spread, so this is, I don't know, I love this one, and it would give me an opportunity to show how to color these jars or these glass bottles. I don't know, this one's just so pretty, but I love that one, and I've not done any of her potion pages yet, so this would be a good one for me. But I've not yet made my final decision. This one is extremely whimsical with the heart and the wings off the heart. And then what do we have next? This one is extremely whimsical, but of course I've already colored this. If you're in my Facebook group, you've already seen this. I even did a video in my Facebook group on how I colored these bubbles, but that was a long ago. If you want to see a video on my channel and a tutorial on bubbles, you'll have to let me know, but I love how this turned out. I really love it. It's one of my favorite pages that I've ever colored, but this is definitely whimsical for those of you that want to choose this page. Okay, now we've got this one here. Oh my gosh, and this is awesome. This is underwater. Part of her is underwater. And this would be amazing to do an acrylic wash with after you were done coloring it. That would be so amazing. My tags are falling off. And then we have this one, which is another great one. And this one is also whimsical as well. So both of these Okay, so then we have this one, and this one to me screams whimsical. I don't know about you, but this one just screams whimsical to me. I mean, she's got her crystal ball, and she's just like, I don't know. This one's perfect. Absolutely perfect. But for me, I don't know, I look at some of this and it's hard for me to tell, like, which part is her hair and then which part is just, like, things falling. Oh, I guess this is a frame. Just, like, squiggly frames that you could do something really fun with, and then this would be her hair. But that's a really cool one. Am I the only one that sometimes looks at a coloring page and has to, like, analyze it a little bit and try to figure out what it is I'm coloring? This is another one. If you enjoy coloring buildings, which I am really not into coloring a lot of buildings. I tried one page in this book and I don't know, I ended up giving up on it and moving on. But this one has crystals coming from the mushrooms. It's got other little, like, either flowers or mushrooms growing out of this mushroom. And then they're all kind of just, I mean, it's like a giant mushroom, so it's bigger than the building. And just, to me, that is, I don't know, if you have a giant mushroom, that's really, like, not realism. So that's definitely mystical. Oh, and there's a little snail here too. Okay, and then we have this other side. Let me pull this over so you could see it. This is definitely whimsical. Would they look like just little hanging ornaments and stuff? This is really pretty. This would also be a good Christmas page. Okay, and then we have this cat with wings, which would fall under the mystical theme, in my mind anyway. Remember, as you view all of these, and I'm telling you which ones are mystical, this is really just like a few of them. There's other ones in this book, and this is all about how you perceive it. I mean, even this one that I did not mark, this one could be mystical too. I believe that any of her faces could be mystical because they're just, I don't know, it's just not really realism, and they've got a lot of stars and everything on their cheeks. See, even this one that I didn't mark, that's definitely mystical, or would fall under the mystical category. Look at my pencils all falling here. Okay, so, and then we've got this one. This is definitely mystical. And that would be all for me. This one's mystical too, but I don't know, I'm really not into that picture. Okay, and that's all of them. I hope this video helps you to make your own decision as to what page you would like to color in this color along. I hope that you decide to join us. Again, one last time, if you're not in my Facebook group, make sure you check the description so that you could join my Facebook group, so that you could join us for this color along, because I'm sure my videos get a whole lot of views, so I'm sure that a lot of you that are viewing my videos are either not subscribed or not in my Facebook group. So if you want to join us for this, it's going to be a lot of fun. And at the end of my color alongs, I always take a compilation of everybody's pages. They all send them to me, and then I feature them in a YouTube video, and it's always a lot of fun. So the next video will be the video where I show you the color palettes and the page that I decided to work on myself. So look for that one next. Make sure you got your bell notifications on so that you get alerted when I post that video. And if you're in my Facebook group, you know that I always post them in there as well. So I hope you all have a fantastic day. Happy coloring. Bye.